YouTube, what's up, man? Your boy Hoop Jordan back with another video, man. I want to go over a few things NBA related, um, but I did want to introduce y'all to one of my high school teammates, man. Played basketball together since little bitty boys. He played
Yeah,
Division I basketball just like me at Stephen F. Austin State, man. So he's a guy who, one of the few dudes I would say know more than me about basketball. So it's my boy Will between the game sports, man. What's up, man?
oh, what's going down, man? Appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. So, and Will is a guy, man. Again, and you'll see through the conversation we have, he knows basketball at a high clip, and I also have interviewed a lot of Division I coaches last year, and kind of what I do on my page as well. And so, it's a dude who knows his stuff. So, I want to set it up like that.
Yeah, man. I had Purdue on. I had Stanford. Uh, I can't think Abilene Christian. A couple other more, man. I can't remember, man. But it was so many. Last year was great. So ready to get it going again.
There you go. There you go, man. So, with that being said, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the NBA climate, man. You see LaMarcus Aldridge, he out of there now.
Yeah, man. That was weird, man. But once you get older, once you hit that 35 and up area, your first thought is thinking about your health and your family, man. So that was really weird, and it came out of nowhere. Uh, I didn't know why he was out. I think he had some issues like that when he was in Portland, actually, and went over to San Antonio with Brooklyn a few games, and he was out. What, last night, I believe, and then that news come out this morning that he has heart issues. So that was really, really, really weird.
Yeah. And it's like, I guess we in this era now where, like, guys like LaMarcus Aldridge are old guys now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? LA is years younger than me and you. But, he seems like a youngin' in our minds. I think
Hmm.
35 years old. I had no beliefs that old, man.
Yeah.
So,
I
go
I
ahead.
mean, then you played him at UT, right? Mm.
Yeah, I play against him at Texas.
Yeah, so he was probably what, a sophomore, freshman then.
I think it's the year before he got drafted, so that was his sophomore year. He stayed 2 years, right?
I believe so, man. But it's just crazy, man. It don't even seem like he's been in the league that long, but it's been what, 14, 15 years. He's almost reached the 20,000 point plateau and almost 10,000 rebounds, and it's unfortunate. But again, you have to take care of your health and your family once you get to that age.
Yeah. Well, and most importantly, yourself. I mean, you got to be around to provide, to help out, to, you
Hmm.
know, have a life at basketball for other people that depend on you. And step number one is being there for it. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely glad he got to find his peace in doing that, man.
Yeah, I really don't know what that means for Brooklyn. I still see them kind of running through the East. Um, he was just kind of another piece that they could use, but still, you still got a three-headed monster between Durant, Harden, and Irvin. So,
Mhm.
I mean, they win, he still get a ring. So, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Hey, I'm sure he won't overdo it. Like some of your Boston Celtics guys, they just refuse to let it go, man. Like, hey, man, y'all won in '08. Let it go, dog. We get
Hey,
it, man.
them boys been going on a world tour for 13 years now, man.
13 years old. They worse than a bad kiss or some shit like that,
Oh my God, they've been killing it, dog, and they still holding grudges against Ray Allen, man. It's unbelievable.
bro. They silly, man. They're a silly bunch of dudes. God, they're a silly
Mm-mm-mm.
bunch of dudes. But yeah,
Yeah.
so but that's how it goes, man, with that the thing. So it's unfortunate that his career's going out like that. But like you say, three-headed monster gonna do that thing. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so I'm very much I'm interested what this playoff picture gonna look like, man, because the NBA, everybody's stacking up, and we'll see who stacked up the best. And what do you think, man, is just better on paper between the Lakers and the Nets? I almost said New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, I
I
know
think it's
some people that
considered.
I
Yeah.
know some people still call them the New Jersey Nets. I mean, you can go 1-2 with LeBron and AD, and then uh, I go Harden and KD. Um, Irvin is the X factor for me. But those four right there can kind of cancel each other out. Andre Drummond signing is huge for me. Um, his ability to rebound and kind of neutralize the paint is is great. But the Nets have so many shooters, man. I mean, Harden is an unbelievable playmaker, and with those type of shooters, if they're hitting, it's gonna be tough to beat them dudes in a 7 game series. The
Hold
Lakers,
on 1 second, Will. Hold on. So I
yeah,
see YouTube is just let people know this video's going. So I see y'all dropping it, man, and shout out to everybody in the chat. This is one of my high school teammates right here. Played Division I basketball as well at Stephen F. Austin State University. He has his own channel that he's had for a little minute. And so he got great breakdowns, great knowledge. Again, one of the few people I will acquiesce that knows more about basketball than me. And so I do want to introduce the chat to my boy Will and his company. You want to tell him a little bit about your company real quick?
Yeah, man, it's called Between the Game Sports. I started it. I want to say about 3 years ago. Like I'm big on training. I train a lot of guys. So I was trying to think of a name to kind of go with it, and I was actually sitting in my garage, man. And R.I.P. to Kobe, man. Lil Wayne had this song about Kobe Bryant that I used to jam all the time. I was sitting in my garage, and that song came on, and it just kind of hit me right there. He kind of epitomized of what goes on when the fans are not watching and the lights are off and stuff like that. So that's just kind of how it started. But started with training, and then I ventured into the YouTube stuff, and now we're here.
There we go. And like I told everybody before, YouTube told y'all this video was live. Appreciate you finally doing it, YouTube. But yeah, man. So we just talking about. God, I lost my train thought there quick.
We were on the Nets and Lakers matchup.
I was making a point of. But anyway, let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Chairman of Glass, what's up? What's up? Christian G, Jordan in the building. FYL Sports, whatever Lamont. Nets better on paper. Lakers a better team. And Chairman says, salute. Got to get J&J video, man, who helped me chop some stuff up, man. I really appreciate you. I'm from Jersey, you, I call him DJ. I mean, when they say your mama call him Clay, I'm going to call you Clay.
For real, man. That Brooklyn still sounds weird. Still.
Yeah. Real talk. So moving forward, we're thinking, we'll kind of reiterate to the chat. They was asking about when we think about the comment about Nets better on paper, Lakers better team.
The Nets are still coming together, so I guess the better team thing it has to deal with from last year and them being down in the bubble and just kind of winning. That's what I was gonna go with the Nets. The Lakers shooters caught fire last year at the right time. Like KCP was unbelievable in the finals, I believe. But for the Nets, those shooters like Joe Harris and I can't think of the other guy, but there's a difference in hitting those threes in the regular season and then hitting those threes when it counts to either go to the next round or go to the finals or to be on fire in the finals, stuff like that. So it's still hard for me to bet against LeBron and AD, but it's going to be hard to beat those three-headed monsters of the New Jersey Nets in a 7-game series. So I really don't know, man. I can't call it. I can't wait to see it if it happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to be a Lakers fan right now. I'll say that.
Yeah.
To be a Lakers fan. So, I mean, I'll take it. We got Drummond in the mix, and so I'm definitely I'm still keeping my eye out on some of the sleepers, man, because in a 7-game non-bubble series, things may go back to how they traditionally were. And like to your point, what you saw in the bubbles, like dudes like Jamal Murray just catching fire, like just shooting
unbelievable,
like crazy.
Man.
Everybody was shooting like crazy in that damn bubble, man. And so
yeah.
I wonder when you put the arena effect back to it, when you step out the AAU mode, I wonder how it's going to shake out at that point.
That's exactly what it was. It was a big AAU tournament down in down in Orlando, man. But the best thing that happened to the Lakers was LeBron getting hurt right now, man. He needed that. He needed that rest, kind of rejuvenate for the playoffs, man. The playoffs is a long grind, and he's been doing it for so long. So, and with the short off season, he needed that, man. I don't know if it was a serious ankle injury or whatever it was, but when he come back, he'll be all right. AD, hopefully he comes back healthy. AD is almost unguardable when he wants to be. Kind of like Embiid, but we ain't gonna talk about that dude right now. Those dudes have a skill set that's pretty much unmatched. So when AD's healthy and he's right, shit, he's easily 28, 14, 30, and 12, something like that. So
Facts.
we're gonna see.
Facts. Yeah. So you got anybody that's like a sleeper pick that may be able to get in there? Like you think the Phoenix Suns got a chance, or Utah?
In the
Anybody?
finals,
Well, who can just sneak an upset win against one of the big boys?
um, I don't know if Boston would be a upset or the Heat. Excuse me. I mean, the Heat just kind of have that. They're built for the playoffs type stuff. That mentality, Jimmy Butler and Bam, those dudes are built for playoffs and grinding out games. So they can easily sneak in a series and beating somebody in the second round. Like, whoa, we didn't see that coming. So on the West, no, I don't believe in Phoenix. I still think it's. I mean, the way the standings are right now, the Lakers. I believe they can meet the Clippers in the second round. So to me, that would be your Western Conference Finals right there. Anybody else, I just don't see happening.
That's fair. That's fair. I think usually, like I call them system teams, like Utah, the Nuggets. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
fizzle out, man. Like they just don't have the talent at the right positions to
Yeah.
dominate. So I just don't believe in them intrinsically, because of that factor. But let me get to a few of the comments, man. Chairman Glass said my favorite hooper back in the day was New Jersey Nets Reggie Evans. You respect that man's hustle and rebound. And saw him on ESPN highlights with a 20-point game and 25 boards. Yes, sir. I like the underdogs like Reggie Evans, man. He come out there with the
Yeah.
hard hat on every day.
Hey,
He had
that
to
Kenneth
go
Fareed
hard.
type of dude.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
less talent, less talent. Like
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Fareed had a lot more natural talent, in my opinion. And Reggie, he did a lot with a little bit of to work with.
Man,
What
that's a
say?
throwback name, Reggie Evans. Wow.
Yeah, for real, for real. All right. So Chairman also asked, "What's your brother's opinions on the Knicks? Could they upset some high-seeded teams in the first round? Defensively, they're solid and can play physical." Go ahead, Will.
um, the Knicks. I'm in Texas, so we don't get too many Knicks showcasings out here. I don't know, man. Julius Randle, he's a Texas dude. I always root for those guys. I just don't think they have enough firepower to sustain winning a 4-game series overall. I think they're about 2 or 3 years away from probably being a continuous three to five seed in the East. And the East is still shaky, but you got Julius Randle, you got the rookie. I can't think of his name right now. I don't know if still Mitchell
Toppin.
Robinson still play. No, not Toppin. The point guard. He might not be a rookie. I can't think of his name. He got a mean flow game. Mean flow game. I
I don't
know
know.
that. I can't think. I mean, the guy chairman, he might know who I'm talking about, but his flow game is serious. Um, and to me, the Knicks is just an overhyped franchise. They want them to be good, but they just haven't been good for a long time, man. It'd be great for the game of basketball to have the Knicks, great, but it's just an overhyped franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like the New York Knicks want to be the Dallas Cowboys. And
Mm-hmm.
what I mean by that is be so unsuccessful but still beloved. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the Knicks just can't quite get that done, man. You
Man,
know what I mean?
they last serious contender was what Melo. I think they made the second round, I believe. But
Yeah.
even then, you knew that was fool's gold, man. It's
Come
just
on, man.
it's the Knicks, man. I'm
When your
sorry, but
big
it's the
three,
Knicks.
when your big three is Tyson Chandler, Amari Stoudemire, then Melo or some shit like that, I'm like, man, get the hell on out of here, man. That's
it's,
not even a
it's,
big three in the league, the big three.
it's, it's, it's pure fool's gold. Oh, he said it's Emmanuel quickly. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's what it is. His flow game is serious. I ain't seen nobody flow game like that since Tony Porco. We used to call him toilet paper down here, but
TPZ.
TPZ, man.
Yes, sir. So, all right. So we saying that's gonna be the potential sneak. Y'all keep them questions rolling, man. So the Knicks, they're not gonna give you nothing. So that begs the question. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit, I guess, about some of the up and coming teams to watch. We start in the East.
Up and coming, man. I really like what Charlotte's doing um, with their guard situation between. They finally put Melo in the starting lineup. Terry Rozier is going to give you what he pretty much is what he's doing, what he was doing in Boston. And then Miles Bridges, if he can continue to develop his overall game, we know he got bounce. Like
Yeah.
you get under the rim with that dude, you might as well get ready for a poster. So with those Melo and Bridges, if they continue to build and get their cohesiveness going, man, I think they're gonna be dangerous in about 2 or 3 years. The Pacers, I don't know what they're gonna do. Sabonis, you got Sabonis and you got Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon is not a guy you can ride to the second round, I believe. Second round, definitely not the third round. So those guys, I don't know. I think they need another piece, man. I don't know if Miles Turner still play for them. It's been a while since I've seen one of those games. Who else? Detroit, no, they're nowhere close. The Knicks. We talked about Miami. Orlando, hell no. Uh, you still there? I can.
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Orlando, no. Trying to think of other teams in the East. Toronto is their
They
their
out of there,
window
man.
their window is closed.
Man, hold on. You telling me the great Russell Westbrook ain't gonna bring the team up from the ashes?
No, man.
You know,
No, man.
I want to
No,
talk
man.
about this. They made a post on Facebook about him being his fourth year average a triple double, the fourth
Yeah.
worst team in the East. You
Yeah, I
gotta be
saw that.
freaking kidding me, man.
I saw that, man. No, Washington is terrible. They I mean Bradley Beal, man, he's gonna give you 30, but a lot of those points, man, are hero points, man. He's doing everything he can to keep his
Yep.
team involved, man. But
Yep.
they're just not good, man. It's not a good organization. I think Scott Brooks is still the coach for them. It's just not Roy Archimura, young guy, strong, athletic, but is he gonna get you playoff wins? I don't think so. So I mean, Milwaukee, New Jersey is gonna be your top two for the next couple of years, man. Regardless.
Yep. It was the team you just mentioned. I had my comment on that. You named the youngest of the team.
I said Milwaukee.
Now, before we move on, you were just describing two players of the team. I lost my train of thought.
Watch the Wizards. Roy Archimura, the kid from Gonzaga.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
strong,
I mean, here's the
athletic,
thing.
man. But I don't think he's gonna get you playoff wins like that. So I
Yeah,
think he'll be a 14 and 8 type of guy for the most of his career.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, and I was just speaking on about. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me? All right.
Yeah.
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 So what I was gonna say about the Wizards is let's just say before the season started, when everybody was excited about Bradley Beal and Westbrook. You know everybody who follows me any length of time, you know how I feel about Westbrook. But just to say,
Uh,
let's take my clear disdain for Russell Westbrook aside. I still
mm-hmm.
can be practical. So, I told you yesterday on your live that I don't like a small backcourt because when it's
Mm-hmm.
time to score, you're too small to impose your will. So when
Yeah.
I saw 6'3" and 6'3" match up in the backcourt, I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro.
Yeah, same thing. The Trailblazers in that same window, we talked about that yesterday. The little bitty guys, man, they just can't get it done like that in the playoffs, man. And not to say they can't get it done, it's the way their system is built. And you spoke on that previously, plenty of times before, man. They guys have to typically go off every night between Lillard
Yep.
and McCollum, man. And Lillard has to make incredible shots all the time because the ball is in his hand so much. So a lot of his shots are, I think he
Yep.
spoke on it about it himself, how he has to make highly contested threes all the time, man. And it's been unfortunate. They had injuries in the front court, but it's too much hero ball, man. And it's not their fault, I don't believe. I think it's just the system and the way it ended up happening.
Well, I would say this: the system keeps them competitive. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me, Will?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say this though: the system is what keeps them competitive in the first place. Because, in my opinion, you just can't play real basketball and win with a backcourt that's small. You got to have a ramped up formula to get you wins in the playoffs because at the end of the day, Portland's manager knows they're not going to win no damn championship. You know what I'm saying? The owner knows they're not going to win it. But what you do is you sell that Dame Lillard's going to give you an MVP type season with McCollum right there. And we could have had it, y'all. We could have, you know, that shit ain't going to work, but you got to at least get there to garner the interest, in my opinion.
Yeah. They might be happy just making it to the playoffs, man.
Yeah, behind closed doors, man. I'm telling you, Will can say this too. A lot of these athletes you see don't love basketball like you think. They don't love it like you think, man.
No, for a lot of them, it was just a way out the hood, man.
Yeah, for real. I've had teammates in big games in high school, and Will already know what I'm talking about. Coach told him to go in. He wanted me. He tapped me like, man, Cliff, go in for me.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man. He didn't want none of that action, man.
Basketball like you think, man.
No, man. So he was just he was a big dude, man. But when the playoffs came and that crowd was in there and it was time to check in, he didn't want none of that action, man. Everybody ain't built for that, man. Everybody not built for that, man. I see this dude's yeah, you just can't sub in for somebody and you get yelled at by the coach.
And I get that man been strategy, though.
Oh my God.
That boy playing the game dirty, man.
Oh man, I see this dude's question up there.
Yeah.
I like that. Ben McLemore, man, he's highly talented dude coming out of high school. I believe he went to Kansas. Yeah, but he has turned himself into I want to say an elite shooter, but a hell of a shooter. And with LeBron, that's all you need to do, man, is make open shots. You make open shots with LeBron, playing on LeBron team, and you're going to get playing time. Ask anybody that's ever played with him. Ask Boobie Gibson. So you making open shots, man. That's all you got to do. He got one job. Well, let's say two. He's going to have to defend somebody at some point because LeBron doesn't do that anymore. He's a help side guy now. But he's going to have to make threes in the corner and defend Kawhi or defend Devin Booker or whoever they're playing in the playoffs. And so I like that pickup for him. And he still has something to prove, man. He's still young, man. I don't think he's hit 25 yet. So
I don't think he's 25.
He's got to play for a contract, man. And once you get to that third or fourth season and you become a bounce around guy, you're playing for your contract because after that it's overseas and that's it, because that new wave of rookies, that new wave of first year players, the second year players are in. So that starts over. Same thing for Carson Edwards in Boston. He's almost out the door. And that rookie came in, the white kid. I can't think of his name. He was getting a lot of his playing time early. Like I said, I'm in Texas, man, so we don't get a lot of games outside the main primetime games, man. But from what I seen back then, Carson wasn't getting no tick. And there was a little kid, a white kid, the rookie. But back to your question, man, Ben McLemore, great pickup for the Lakers. Defend, make threes, that's it. That's all they need to do.
That's all they need to do. And I think he's went from more of an athletic guy to a guy who has more of a specialized skill set. And he surprised me with the Rockets, man. He showed me something. I thought he was going to be like another T. Will kind of guy, Terrence Williams.
Yeah, super athletic. Yeah, I remember.
Super athletic, yeah. I played against him too. When I saw him dunk, I thought I was watching LeBron when he played Louisville my junior year. But I was like, I've never seen nobody dunk like that in person. Just so effortlessly, one leg, cock back. I was like, yo.
Let you know that's a different level, man.
Yeah, it's a different. That's how I knew I wasn't going to NBA. When I saw that shit, I was like my third D1 game. That's when I knew I wasn't going to the NBA. I was like, nah, that dude was a freshman. I was a junior, redshirted junior. So I'm talking 22 years old. I saw that shit. I'm like, you know how athletic I was, Will.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do that shit. I can't do that. So to kind of go back to the evolution of Ben McLemore, I do appreciate where he is now, where he just don't trust that. Another guy we've seen that with Deshaun
Stevenson. Stevenson, right?
Deshaun Stevenson, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If y'all remember, he was crazy athletic in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to the Jazz, he still was athletic, and then when he kind of started not relying on his springs anymore, and he kind of got more specialized in what he did, he was a great asset. You know what I mean? Where he was groomed to be like a DeJuan Wagner scoring type guy in that era. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, I like where he's progressed to, man, and I think it's gonna be a great thing, man.
Same thing with my boy, man, Mr. Henny himself, J.R. Smith.
Oh yeah, J.R.
Yeah, super athletic, man.
Athletic as hell. Yep.
Yeah, he relied on getting to the cup, man. When he was with the Knicks, he was to the cup all the time. And got with LeBron, and I mean, at some point you gotta be honest with yourself. Do I still want to be the guy, or do I want to be in the league still? And if you go to a team that has LeBron James on it, you're gonna have to figure it out. All right, I need to specialize in something. So you got to figure it out.
Hey, it's get down and lay down, man. Ask Jared Gully, man. He's happy to be there, man. That right there, but still in the NBA money,
no, how is he still in the league, dog? Like,
hey, I ain't saying Jared Dudley ain't bust ass back in his day. I'm not saying that. I ain't saying that man can't hoop. But NBA player level hoop, bro, they might as well put me on there. And I be on the team sometimes. I still be hooping every now and then. I be on the Lakers. Or I just be happy to be in the building.
Just happy there, man.
I heard you with my name. I just like
sit there, man. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride, man.
Damn it.
That boy been enjoying it. He been enjoying that ride for a minute, man. For a minute. I don't even remember who he was with before the Lakers, but somehow he's still around. But go ahead.
The Nets, I believe. Yeah. So let's talk about Cantor on Portland. Was that great? He said was a great pickup. He's a double machine.
Cantor's always been a double machine, though. Yeah, he can't defend the pick and roll.
Yeah, he's a great offensive player.
Great offensive rebounder. Shot blocker, but man, he can't defend the pick and roll. To this day, that's still prime offense. Pick and roll. You got to be able to defend it, man. It ain't like he's a Shaq. Yeah, you can't. You can take Cantor out of the court. Shit, you can't take Shaq out of the court. So yeah, man, but he's been a double guy. I mean, for a long time, man. He's a great offensive rebounder, man. That gets you 3 or 4 offensive rebounds a game. Skilled in the post, mid-range shooter. So yeah, I mean, but again, that's not gonna get you past second round conference finals or the NBA finals.
Yep, that's facts. And let's see. Chairman says, "What's your opinion on Wesley Matthews' performance
on
the Lakers?"
I hate him. You ain't even got to finish. Hey man, you ain't even got to finish. Wesley Matthews is one of my nemesis, man. I don't even want to say nemesis, man, but I can't. I've never liked this game, man. Never. From who he started with, Portland or with Utah. He had a great 1 year, I believe. Portland, Dallas, Milwaukee. Now the Lakers, man. He's the same guy. He makes a 3-pointer and put this damn bow and arrow crap, man. Man, get out of here with that, man. I can't. And when people was like, man, Wesley Matthews, great pickup. Man, no. Hey, look, I ain't got nothing. I just hate this game, man. I ain't got nothing against him personally, man. But I hate this game, man.
Hey, nothing wrong with hating somebody's game. As y'all know, with Westbrook, I'm on his ass. And around every corner. It's not, I think he's a bad human. It's just around every corner when Westbrook talking some crazy. I mean, when people start to over praise Westbrook, I'm like, no.
No. Hey, bro. Man, and then he's finishing it off with they saving them for the playoffs, man. Maybe, man. But again, like I said earlier about the shooters, there's a difference in making those shots from who he was playing with in Utah, Mike Conley, or
Mhm.
but you get a pass from LeBron and it's needed to go in this clutch situation, you better make it. Or that's
He
your
gonna take
ass.
the blame.
Yeah, because he gonna take the blame. He's gonna give it to you. He gonna take the blame, and he's still gonna give it to you. So you better make it. And there's a difference in making those type of shots in regular season, in the playoffs, and then from a scrub, then to a person that a lot of folks consider the all-time great. So we shall see, man.
That's real. I used to be a big Wesley um, Matthews guy. I like this game, even though he does not fit the prototype of guys I typically like.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he played tough, and I kind of like players who do that. That's why Draymond Green was always like a guy I loved, even the Michigan State days. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
something about that dude, man. I could just watch him play basketball because he do all that intangible stuff. And like, I mean, because me and you, let's be honest, we weren't star players at D1 level, so we
Hell no.
knew like we had to do like extra stuff to stay on the court. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And I can appreciate the art of Draymond. Kind of, if you wink your eye, if you squint your eyes, he kind of looks like a guy that you can maybe build something around. But if you're a student of, like no, you
Yeah.
don't know goddamn team with those Draymond.
Not with no
It's a
Draymond, man.
great compliment piece though.
Draymond is just
But hell no.
he's a basketball player, and like I tell kids and stuff all the time when I'm coaching, man, be a basketball player, man. Don't be a position, man. I hate when kids tell me that they're a point guard. Man, you need to be a basketball player, man. That's what Draymond is, and that's what makes him valuable, and that's what allows him to stay on the court. Same crap I had to do in college, man. I had to. I was defending 6'9" dudes. I'm barely 6 foot. Like, come on, man. So you got to do what you need to do. And Draymond he's a prime example of being a basketball player and doing what you need to do.
Yep. He's like that safety you see football teams rosters. And like, man, why this dude ain't retired, man?
Uh,
But those dudes gonna be reliable. They know where to be. They don't come
yep.
in expecting to get all the credit. That's why they stay on the rosters, man. And so when you see a Draymond, I mean, of course he's earned the right to stay on the roster. But
Mm-hmm.
you gonna see a few teams overpay him a few more years. Once it's gonna be blatantly obvious that it's time for him to hang it up. He's gonna be out there
Yeah.
looking like Anthony Bennett, but they're gonna sign him for the name because he's earned the right.
And he's gonna bring attention, man, because he's gonna talk wherever he goes. So he's a lightning rod media guy. So why not have him on the roster, man? Better than Jared Dudley, but yeah, go ahead.
That's facts.
Yeah.
So just Jared Dudley, the locker room guy. The brothers knowing himself, eating clearly.
Hey man, Dudley look like he can't go two.
It's that John Lucas.
Is that John? No, man, ain't no John Lucas.
Nah, it's not John Lucas, man.
I saw Lucas earlier, man. Lucas was on the show
That's
down here
funny.
in Houston earlier, man.
What are you talking about?
He was on a chop shop, man. He was just shooting the breeze. He was on the show earlier. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
All right, let's see. What do you think the possibility of Lonzo Ball going back to the Lakers and possibly them getting LaMelo and free agency rookies up? Well, I'll say this. You can exile LaMelo Ball going anywhere. Jordan, that's Jordan's personal GM or owner trophy right there.
Yeah.
That's the one I hit on.
Yeah,
that's
the one he got right, man. Like
that's your one.
I don't know how you let LaMelo Ball go, man. LaMelo Ball is a superstar in the making. So the Hornets, you can't let that dude go. You can't let him go. Just Lonzo can go back to the Lakers. That's fine, whatever. But LaMelo, you can't let that guy go, man. He's another guy he's a basketball player. He enjoys the game. He knows the game. His feel for the game is just unbelievable, man. Like that's hard to teach, the feel for the game, and him being that young. Of course, he played overseas and stuff like that. But even in his younger videos when he was a kid, man, you can see his feel for the game was just there from the beginning. So Jordan can't let that dude go ever.
And I would say the fact that he had the balls. Now this is a coach's nightmare. Him shooting the three from half court. And it's almost like if he was anybody but that kid right there.
Yeah.
Yank his little ass, you little shit. He can go ruining my gameplay.
Man, calling stuff out, man. He's not afraid of the moment, man. And those type of guys you can't let go, man. And Lonzo, he still got time, man. And like he's 24, I think 25, man. He just got to figure out how bad. Yeah, he's not having a bad year at all. He just has to figure out how bad he wants to be, or figure out his role in his entirety. He's not a superstar, so let's just go out there and be a star in my role. If he gets to a team, if he can get to a team like Lonzo Ball had a lot of Rondo characteristics. I mean, as far as basketball wise, when they first came to the league, man, could see the floor general, knows the game, stuff like that. But he doesn't have that type of personality where he can kick it with the big dog. So if Lonzo was with the big three with the Celtics, he wouldn't have made it out. Rondo was that tough-minded and thought he can run the show. So he did. I don't think Lonzo would have been able to make it with those three.
Yeah, that'd have been rough on him. I don't see that.
Yeah,
I don't see that working out well, man. The way he's kind of he'll go for the flow kind of guy. Like it's not a big deal. You know, a lot of things because he didn't live a life full of because some guys get that fire from living a hard ass life. Like you just talked about earlier, like it show escape from the hood or like your chaotic home situation. Like that's what basketball serves as to a lot of guys. And so he didn't grow up like that. He grew up in a stable ass household with a daddy who talked shit. That's about as bad as it got for him.
That's about as bad as it got. That and AAU game. That's about as bad as it got. Yep. Come on. He's he looks nonchalant, man, but he's playing hard, man. He plays hard. But his demeanor doesn't say it. Yeah, his demeanor doesn't say it. So he gets a bad. All those kids, bad rap is coming from their dad, man, and just people hating on LeVar. That's all it is. And so.
Yeah. I mean, people like, and my thing about looking tough, I remember my coach in college would say, man, he used to stare everybody down on the bench. If somebody don't look like they had a game face on, he's like, you say you're ready. He looked at one person who just didn't put it. And I remember Bob Knight talking about this. He was like, how do you put a game face on?
Game face on,
he started like, what's the game face? What is that?
Yeah.
Is you hooping or not, brother?
Yeah.
Are you doing what I should do? Are you not? I mean, Melo used to smile, remember his freshman year in Syracuse. Melo just be smiling the whole game.
Mm-hmm. Some dudes just have that demeanor, man.
That's one of the talking points, man.
Yeah. Some dudes just have that demeanor, man.
Man.
Yeah, you just kind of go through. Some dudes talk shit. Some dudes talk shit the whole game. Gary Payton type of dudes. Tim Hardaway type of dudes. They talk shit all type of game. And then there's other dudes who don't say anything and still go out there and bust your ass. So. That's how it was. Game face is a huge misconception, man. When I'm coaching, I look for guys who look at me in the eyes, man. Or if I look down the bench and they jumping off the bench already before I even call them, those are the type of dudes I want to go in the game with. But if you over there playing with your shoelaces and looking in the crowd and stuff like that, you ain't never getting no tick from me. You never get no tick, man. Your shoes should already be oh my God, it just brought. When I get ready to sub you in, and I tell you to get such and such, and then you tuck it in your jersey, and then you go on the court, I'm like, Coach, who I'm getting? You know what, man? Just go and come back out, man. I just told you. I literally just told you who to get. So that lets me know you're not paying attention. Oh, if somebody makes a turnover, and they know that they made a terrible turnover, and I say somebody go get him. If I say somebody go get him, and you be like, who? You know what, man? Just sit back down. Don't even worry about it, man.
Don't worry about it.
All right, go ahead.
You gotta come in somewhere, man. Yeah. So J&J, speaking of terms, she gave you kudos for your IQ. Like I told y'all, man, this one dude I can say that know more ball about me. And that's anybody. You know me, I'll argue to the death. You know me.
Yeah, you've been an arguing son of a gun since we were kids.
When I gotta roll the sleeves up, I'm gonna roll them up. But on YouTube, I respect everybody's space. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing, but it's dope though. It's still dope.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your opinion on Montrezl Harrell's role for the Lakers and J&J? I get to your question.
It's what his role has always been. What happened? Montrez is doing what his role has always
No,
been.
I said it was a statement. You got it.
He
Yeah.
is to be aggressive on the offensive rebounds and defensive rebound. He is to give you what he can, but the best thing that happened for Montrez, he developed somewhat of a game, like a low post game. He has a mid range game now, but he's always going to be that dog dude because that's what got him to the NBA in the first place when he was at Louisville. He just played harder than anybody that was on the court. Excuse me. He has really, really long arms, man. Like he's one of those dudes that can scratch his knees standing up. So, and Montrez issue is pick and roll still. I mean, from the past couple of games I've seen, he's still working at it. Let's just say he's working at it, man. But he's the tough guy of the team, man. Jared Dudley was supposed to be the guy, but that's what he says. But whatever, we know he ain't playing. But Montrez is the tough guy of the
Yeah.
team. You seen what he did for Schroeder the other day when the dude picked him up. Montrez was the first guy there.
Oh,
So
Schroeder. Okay.
it was Schroeder against I don't know Orlando, Miami, somebody like that, whoever it was, but he was the first guy there, man. So you need those type of dudes, man. And
Yeah, for
so
sure.
you expect him to get rebounds when he's playing, but if you can get 16 points out of him at the same time, oh yeah, you're gonna roll with that anytime.
Yeah, and I think Chairman asked too about people hating on this game. And here's the thing, man. These are kind of guys you keep on your team, but you got to watch falling in love with them too much.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of like a Jordan Hill kind of guy,
Mm-hmm.
like a you remember like Jordan Hill. He went from like a project guy for the Rockets, then he kind of started finding his niche with the Pacers, and then it's
Yeah.
time to overpay him, and the Lakers bring him in. I'm probably missing
Mm-hmm.
the team in between this shit, and then you got to see that. And then went to Timberwolves next, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't quite what you thought. He's a guy like, because you look at these metrics, almost like JaVale McGee. So he's
Yeah.
so effective in short space that, okay, well, if you can play him more minutes, he'll give you more production. No, not really.
Mm-mm.
Not really. He's good in those bursts that he's in. And that's the kind of guy that Montrezl Harrell ultimately is to me. Can do a whole bunch of a lot of shit, but can't do nothing exceptionally well. And
Mm-hmm.
you got to watch how you fall in love with them kind of guys.
Yeah, they can cost you, man. Kind of like kind of like how we used to be with MWP, man, when he was with the Lakers, man.
Yeah.
You can't give him too much tick, man. You give him too much tick, then he started getting out of control on the expo and this and that. Then you got to sub him out. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing, man? That's not your game. So you got to be careful. Like you said, you got to be careful with those type of dudes because it can fool you, man. And you play him as first, kind of like we talked yesterday about Kyle Kuzma, man. You can't put him out there too long because he's gonna do something incredible, and then the next 3 or 4 plays, you're like, dude, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
you're
why I never
absolutely right.
loved him. Never loved Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, I said this in your live yesterday. He's gonna be a Jamal Crawford type, not necessarily the same game. Calm down. What I mean is that these are guys who are gonna be fill-up guys. They come in and give you points, and you'll always think like he could be the guy if he got the right opportunity.
Yeah.
No, they're just guys you bring in as what they call microwave
Mm-hmm.
players. That's all he is to me. And he ain't a good microwave player yet. He's a consistent microwave guy.
I would give Kuzma this. He's starting to rebound, if I remember correctly, man. It's been a while since I've seen the Lakers game, man. But he was starting to rebound at one point I saw, man. So dude just talked about Caruso. I don't know if Caruso contract was up last year or this year, but if it was up last year and he didn't leave the Lakers, he ain't gonna get that money like he thought he would. Because his last year, he was getting a lot of playing time. Lakers was always on TV. Everybody was talking about them in the bubble. Caruso was hitting big shots, defending. He would have made a huge payday if his contract was up this year and last year. This
Yeah.
year,
Striking
not so much, man. Yeah. So it's tough for him. And you're right, man. He's a very underrated defender, man. He's strong. He's about 6'4", 6'5". Plays hard. He's the typical hustle guy, man. He's a white Patrick Beverly. Just in the way, kind of
He's actually partially
nags you.
athletic too.
Yeah, he is. He'll sneak a
Yeah,
dunk in there every now and then, man.
yeah.
So he'll sneaky every now and then, man. So, Yeah, but I think his window is probably closing. He's gonna get another chance at another team once the Lakers are done with him. But after that, I think he's probably done.
Yeah, the Cavs will find somebody, another name to throw inside that bonfire that they call a basketball team. So yeah, a bad team, bad money management would definitely throw some money at Caruso. You can bet that.
Mm-hmm. That's what to do, man.
Listen,
That's what the NBA is
Tim
good
and
at,
the,
man. Hey,
I'm
man,
telling you,
Marcus Gasol is
shit.
already out the league, man. Gasol is already out
Now,
the league. He should have never came back in the first damn place.
now he's saying Mark.
Yeah, I said Marcus Gasol. Yeah, in my opinion, he's already out the league. Yeah, shit. He ain't gotta wait till next year, man. Just
Oh,
go
okay,
ahead.
I got you. I got
Just
you.
just
I got
just go ahead and
you.
go. Just go ahead and go, man. Go and take an early vacation, man. Go and take one, man. It's gonna be all right. You got your ring with Toronto, and he should have just stayed where he was. I thought he retired actually. I don't know if he did or he was just a free agent, but uh the
I don't think
Lakers
he
are
retired yet because Powell was still talking about playing.
well, yeah, I kind of remember that. But the Lakers missed that vertical game that they had with McGee and Dwight. Um, they're not as good as passers. Ooh, excuse me, as Gasol, but Dwight had got better at being a passer. But those easy lobs that they were getting from McGee and Dwight, just not getting that, man. That's why getting Drummond was such a huge thing for them, man. Those easy lobs or those throw downs from off the rebound, off the free throw, and they throw out deep to AD or to Drummond or whatever. Those things were easy money baskets. So you're not getting that from Gasol. So I just think think his time is over with. So we'll see in the playoffs, man. We'll see.
Yeah. I thought it was a reach of an acquisition to start. I mean, he's a plotting big that
Mm-hmm.
at a position you don't need a plotting big. Like you said, the vertical game was what got us the championship last year. You got guys who can run the floor with him, like Dwight Howard, like JaVale McGee,
Mm-hmm.
even Morrison chugging up the court a little bit. So you had that advantage in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Now again, Gasol, man, he one of them dudes, man, to play the made up court, man. He make the half court, man. By the time everybody else done made it.
He's a half court 5-on-5 guy now. You're
Hey,
absolutely
man,
right.
looking like
You're
Venus
absolutely right.
Sabonis back in the day, man.
You're
That
absolutely
motherfucker run
right,
from
man.
half. He run from free throw line to free throw line. He don't give
That's
no
it,
fuck.
man. That's all I got, man. That's all. That's all he got,
Oh
man.
shit!
That's what's
I've
up.
been playing overseas. I had some of them motherfuckers I played against. I'm like, God damn, boy, you don't go nowhere. I just keep holding you. It's easy.
fucking, fucking up there looking like Rodrigo at the triple threat at the top of the key, man. That's
Oh,
it.
triple threat. Man, I remember we played Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They had a dude 7'3", big old
Yeah,
redneck dude.
yeah.
Now this dude was so out of shape. I was like, yes. I was just, as far as concerned, energy like a mug. And I think I
Yeah.
got 3 on him or something. He's like, damn, man, you're so good, man. I'm trying to keep up with you. I was like, yeah, I know, fat boy.
Mhm.
Because on that
That's
team they had,
right.
what's that dude Daniels who went to the NBA? The big nigga,
Uh,
7-footer.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I just saw him on Facebook the other day. I can't think of his name. His
It's
last name
not
was
Allen
Daniels.
Daniels.
His last name was
I
Daniels
can't
though.
think of his name.
Alan Daniels went to
Lamar.
Lamar, again Kentucky,
Yeah,
about
that's what
40.
it is, Lamar.
Yeah, but the other dude his name was Daniels too. I can't think of his name though. Mm.
Yeah. So
Mm.
he came out. They rolled Big Boy out there. I was like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
showtime, baby. Well,
Ah,
damn,
crap.
I gotta hit back to the J man. But Will, I thank you for having me on the show, bro. We gotta do these more often. And
Yeah,
everybody
man.
follow him at Between the Game Sports. And few words, Will, before we sign out.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. It was fun, man. But like you said, man, if anything, any social media, I'm on there. Between the Game Sports, man. You can find me and let's talk sports, man. I'm about it. So appreciate it.
There you go. All right, peace, y'all.
Yep.